Well, I mean, fans, I am back with a video reviewing the Grandmaster Games arc of Fairy Tail, at least part 1. Actually, no, 7 months ago, I attempted this before. I attempted this 7 months ago, but in a video I'm not proud of. Due to me having to rush everything after something that happened prior. Like, the whole camera just suddenly went off. And not because it exceeded the limit either. It just happened for no reason. Also, I learned the reason why there's no blood in the early on. The reason it was being censored because of the rating. It was more rated PG-13 in Japan. Where's it like all bullcrap? Just because it's age rating and it is where it is. Like One Piece, it is a similar demographic to Fairy Tail. Again, different magazines, but still. There's even shows like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood that came out the same year Fairy Tail did. That didn't censor blood, did they? It's just odd. See, it's just an odd choice to do that. If you put a slight late, like an afternoon title, that might work. But I guess not. I don't know, it just kind of bugs me. I don't know how live action shows can get away with showing blood. And serious, shows like Super Sentai come around and get away with showing blood. And yet animated shows like Fairy Tail can't. And Super Sentai is waiting for younger kids. For younger ones than the demographic that's usually for shonen. I'm there. Irish always gets disrespected, yo. I'm sorry. Also, I'll plan to cover this after part 1 at some point. Like, because this movie released in 2012. A little bit before the Grandmaster Games arc even began airing. I looked this up by typing in episode 151's air. Yet some posts say this is after the Grandmaster Games arc, which shouldn't be possible. The arc didn't even exist at the time. It was released during a filler arc. Like, this was released during a filler arc. So there was no way they could have known what was going on. And they couldn't say after the games, but due to events that happen, and they won't know what happened and stuff. But still, this released before it, so I will cover it before the second part. Then I'll cover the second and last movie right after Zero, since it released after that. In between. Since Final Season released in 2018, Zero released in 2016, and the movie released in 2017. So, yeah. Anyway, why am I doing this in parts? Well, after episode 157, after 175, the anime takes a year-long hiatus, and well, I'll go a bit more about that later in the next video. We'll explain it because, well, it's going to be a bit jarring when if you watch the Grandmaster Games arc from start to finish, like both parts. Okay, so yeah, so I thought I'd say that for the next video, or on the arc. So anyway, hey. Yeah, let's get into the story. So we open the story, finishing up the filler arc, which I thought was a pretty good arc. At least it brought back characters that haven't not yet reappeared in the manga. Even giving us Earthland versions of, the kid's three loyal subjects. Two of them do what which were battled by the Fairy Tail gang. So it's quite a unique idea. Especially like how Naruto Shippuden had a filler arc and actually brought back characters that were killed all the way back to the Sasuke recovery mission arc in the original series. And those were tough fights with some of them. Some of them didn't even get a chance to finish them before being saved by, the Sand Trio. Yep. No, that I think I'll talk more about it when I eventually view that filler arc. Oh, by 500 episodes of Naruto Shippuden. Oh gosh, this is gonna be one hell of a ride. And Natsu and Leons end up finding out about an event called the Grand Magic Games. Event held every year. Season began after the Emerald Island incident. Yeah. So yeah, Fairy Tail was could be every year, but they are miserably because of the because the strongest members are no longer there. So, yeah. Sounds interesting. Minecraft ends up agreeing to it when he hears the prize money. How comedic. So let's get inside the train. Get stronger. Initially, leadership for Lucia. Polyucia. The old woman who hates humans. In the process, Wendy ends up discovering she has a similar scent to Grandini. As the woman ends up revealing, she kind of is, but not the one Wendy's looking for. She's basically Grandini from Edolas. Turns out in Edolas, a lot of the dragons were human in that series, in that universe. Which is quite interesting. That explains why the Dragon Slayer magic was interesting. But still, the blood censorship really makes some scenes look less impactful, as the wound's not even that serious. And that can really affect the story. That's kind of a problem there. I feel like censoring blood just affects the story unless it was made to be a kid show from the start. Like prequel and stuff. Well, that's made for a kid show, there's no blood. Except for the Doki Doki prequel movie. I'm not joking about that. I think I'll talk about that when I actually review that movie. Yeah. You still... Like, you can tell it used to be a specific type of kid show thing. Still feels tense. This characters could die. Get badly hurt. One thing that bugs me is that live action shows get different treatment. Super Sentai and Kamen Rider both show blood. Show the characters get injured a lot. Brutally injured. With cuts and bruises on their faces. So, yeah, why do they get away with it? I think I should look at the channel Fairy Tail aired on and animated aired on it. It might have some type of connection if they actually based on stuff that actually showed blood. You get what I mean? Well, I guess we'll find out anyway. She ends up giving Wendy a book that Grandini left for her. I apologize if you heard that. It teaches all kinds of Dragon Slayer techniques that Wendy has not yet learned. So, that motivation again says to start training for the 3 months. Says the offense in 3 months' time. Anyway, training gets interrupted when they're invited by the Celestial Spirit King for a party. Can't remember why. So, enjoy the time. Enjoy the time. problem arises. Virgo reveals that spends a bit of time, one like minute or so here. It's like a month in the human world. And well, 3 months literally passed by them. So yeah, they don't have a cyber training. They got 5 days. That's bad. But then again, help from some unexpected bases as they end up meeting in Jalal, Ultier, and Meldy. Don't know who Meldy is. She's the one with the link magic. One who fought Jubia back on Temple Island 7 years back. She's definitely changed as a person. She's definitely changed. More gentler and sweeter. They're actually now, so the three are now good guys, allies. As they actually created their own independent guild to take down dark guilds. Juno was unwillingly broken out of prison. Yeah. They want to make up for their mistakes, what they did in the past. Utia gets a good moment to shine in the second part, which I really do want to talk about when we get there. Oh boy, it's one of my favorite things for this character. Emotional too. My video goes undone. What later? What was that ended? We'll see what I bet you get that. Anyway. They ended up selecting a Sword Dark Power or Seven of the Seraph at the Grand Magic Games. So, it actually helped to find it. Anyway, they also awakened a secondary ability that's called Secret Origin. Maybe more experience, but it'll work. Essentially, I'll get a nice moment together, but, Joel still hasn't been given himself what happened, including what he did to Simon. I mean, he was never a bad guy. It was Zera's evil controller did it to him. But that guy was Zera. Most likely, either evil went inside him. So anyway, after that, time flies. As Malcolm all shows who won't participate. Of course, it's the main team. Natsu, Lucy, Gray, Urza, and Wendy. And Lucy. Yeah. If I don't really participate in. And they arrive at the city. When they end up, split up because they have to go in at 12. Well, Ursa goes in alone. Gray ends up trying dealing with Leon. Yeah. Found this out, but the UK has an exclusive arcade game for now. About Resident Evil. I didn't even know this myself. I just found out on TikTok. Is there a place in the UK? I don't know why again. I kind of wish there was some more places. Back on topic. So anyway, Natsu and Lucy end up meeting in Steen a Rogue, who are Dragon Slayers. They also have cats named Flush and Nectar. Flush is not really the brightest, as he ends up going along with whatever Nectar says. Power Dragon Slayers, and they claim they killed their dragons with their own hands. There's going to be third generation Dragon Slayers, as they're both natural ones and ones were planted with a laka. So yeah, Richard Dix. Hey, Wendy and Sharon went on their own. I do something. It was something watching them. Hey, Ursula's are putting the game back after ties them up. But those Wendy's missing. Well, Lizana and Elfman stopped by. Got to imagine Alfred's now more ripped. Well, I remember the film. It's a weird thing. I remember the film. I did see a bit of it years ago. I was an idiot and stopped watching after going to abuse and stuff. Like, why characters look different, what's going on and stuff. Well, now I know why. Didn't know back then. But I do remember the Fairy Tale girl looking different. But again, that might be me misremembering. It's been a long time. I didn't even watch the entire movie back then. So, I was actually planning to watch it after I'd done the main series, but, since it released in 2012, I will do it soon. Anyway, so the time's up. Alfred has to take Wendy's place as part of the team. Well, the son unhappy go look for her. So the team end up participating in a preliminary round with 118 be realized down to 8. A lot more girls. Even right, we'd be running to the ogres, ogre guild. Those were harassing Fairy Tale, but they were easily kicked. The son eventually finds Wendy unconscious alongside Charles. They were taken to the hospital emergency room immediately. Fairy Tale only managed to come in 8th place, which is last place. Bye. The other teams too. And let's go on what happened to Wendy. They gotta find out who did this. The next day, the teams were announced. Fairy Tale, alongside Lamia Scale, featuring Leon, Sherry. You remember them. Sherry's not participating. That's it. Someone else is participating. We'll get into in a bit. Meanwhile, of course, Blue Pegasus is also here. Alongside the Cerberus. Alongside a new guild of what was like an all-female girl called Mermaid Heel, led by Kagura. Of course, Sabretooth participated. Yeah. 6th team is Raven Tail. It's a former Dark Guild, and it's led by Iron Makarov's son. And finally, the final team, Fairy Tale. Fairy Tale B. This is Makarov, it's a secret. The team says there's Access, Gachio, Mira Jane, Jubia, and Mr. Gun. There's no Jalal pretending to be explain the whole situation of Makarov and posing as Mr. Gun, since his counterpart was Mr. Gun, remember? Best way to get a drama without being seen. Anyway, Rand Magic Games are different every year, so I expect. As a 7-day event, And the final event will be a special all or nothing showdown away. The first event is hide and seek, which Gray participates in. Raven Tail, a bunch of jerks though. So literally targeting him. Pisses him off. There's also a battle section after those special events, and they're chosen at random. And the first fight goes to Lucy. She battles Raventail's Blair. She's a crazy woman who can light her hair on fire. And she plays dirty as she tried to hurt Asuka. Yeah. She tried to hurt Asuka, but Natsu had pretty good hearing and was already on the case. Lucy was about to finish her off, but her spell got nullified by outside source, forcing her to lose. Both she and Gray are frustrated about that. Because of Raventail. Victories that could have been... Is also Gray has a grudge against the guy who uses memory maker magic. So yeah, each day will end with a party. So not that many portents. I have a few events, like comedic ones, like with Mira Jane. Wendy even gets a good fight with Sheila, Sherry's cousin, uses Godslayer magic. A match ended a tie, and the two end up becoming friends. Really good bits happen in this story arc. There's one fight between a member of Save Turf called Yukino versus head of Mermaid Heel Kagura. Yukino is a celestial wizard like Lucy. She has two Zodiac keys, Piscis and Lyra. She has a special 13th key. Lucy's only heard about it. I say, but she ends up losing now against Kagura. As that she's humiliated by Sabretooth and kicked out by its master. So the one to be taking her place is someone called Minerva. Meanwhile, Arthur ends up running to an old friend, Liliana. Who has a quite an interesting new look, say the least. She had a change in hairstyle and had it cut a bit. She's wearing skippier clothing, and she has a tail now. Yeah, I'm confused about that too. Like, what? Is that real or just part of the outfit? I really don't know. It just confuses me. Like, is she naturally like that? She also didn't have one back 7 years prior. It's kind of funny, actually. I should really look her up. And just like one of the days had a Natsu and Nadia participate in the best part. Against a Rugburn was there too. Turns out, Wheeler and Jagged Slayers all have motion sickness as their weakness. Gajo just finding this out now. You were spying prior, but now is waking to this power. Oh, poor guy. Alright, so recently entered this tournament is full of friends who waited for over 7 years. It makes it really Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail's reputation is growing and growing. Unpopular now. All the important fights though was against Raventail. With all that though, Wendy and Chow and Paulucia, who's basically the medical needs for the team, as they get abducted. Elfin has his own fight against a member of the Surplus, and as a betting that he wins, they'll be ready to go to a puppy for the rest of the tournament. Elfin does win. Well, does get injured, but it's still a great fight for his character. I recommend you check it out. Alright, I was meeting with Miliana earlier. We also... Kagura also has a grudge against Jalal, just like Miliana. Not knowing that wasn't him in control, and he's changed now. But would that make a difference? Jalal ends up having a battle himself against Jura. Bonnie Russian and Caesark. He had tried his best about Mystica's magic. We didn't have to completely lose the battle before he accidentally interference from Utier. Because Jalal was going to use his actual magic, will reveal his identity. It's funny. Yukino ends up visiting in them and offers to give her keys to Lucy, but Lucy declines. You know what told him? Then there's a special type of thing that happens when all 12 keys are gathered. Now starts to find out from her that she was kicked out of Raventail. Oh, he diminishes himself. That pissed him off as he storms Raventail, as he storms Sabretooth. He storms Sabretooth in the current their commander. Mercer. But it's finally stopped by Minerva, the Master's daughter. Last was supposed to stop because she has Happy. And he ends up leaving with him. No. They'll set this at the tournament. They'll set this in the match games. Another important fight is Roxas versus Raventail. As basically Iron was disguised as their 5th member. Alejandra. No wait. Alexi. Yeah. Has illusion magic. He's after some sort of powerful thing. I forgot to mention Roxas was reinstated. I actually forgot to mention Roxas was reinstated as part of Raventail. Since Marco when she handed over the Rise of Master to Gildarts, but he only used 2 acts before retiring. It's funny. So Marco was Master again. I completely forgot that. I'm so sorry. See, Roxas easily kicks their asses. I hope Luffy. I know Flair will make an appearance in a later arc, but mostly he probably still has an enemy. I don't know. I've not seen that arc, but I will look forward to watching it there. Anyway. Alright. So basically, on the 5th day, there's a break. So on the 7th day, on the 6th day, the 6th day is important. So on day 4, it's a water competition, leaving only Lucy and Minerva left. And well, Minerva's a cruel, wicked woman. She ends up beating Lucy so much, and it's supposed to be a timer, and that was up. But she still was hurting her because she wouldn't give up. So I don't know a place. Also, Raventail got disqualified after that. I forgot to mention. Sabretooth made the biggest mistake of their lives, making an enemy out of Fairy Tail. Oh boy, they're in for it. Also, Miliana and Tal go on to finding out about Jalal. Not knowing why he's being shielded by Fairy Tail. Jalal said that tracking a powerful source that has connected to Zeref. as he calls a mysterious cloak person. Makarov ends up telling the others that the team is going to be fought, but Team A and Team B are going to be merged together, but due to rules by the higher ups. Since Fairy Tail's qualified, they want to be equal numbers. It's fair, but what's unfair is that they're going to have lower points than before. Team A's points. That kind of isn't really fair. So comes day 6. As Natsu bounces one to Lucy. There are other good fights. Kago never undraws her sword for a reason. She's the only time she's got to undo it, see what she fit, is to kill Jalal. And so yeah, Kago and Miliana had a pretty good fight against Leon and the guy who deflects magic, I forgot his name. It's a really good fight, but not that important. The most important fight though is the Dragon Slayers fight. Natsu and Gargio versus Sting and Rogue. It's a really cool fight, especially how they're able to use Dragon Force. Something Natsu only did once by eating ice and stuff. You know, Natsu ends up getting away Gargio and, well, ends up becoming a 2-on-1 fight after Natsu sends Gargio away in a minecart. So now they go out of it. Natsu fights brilliantly and ends up winning against Sting and Rogue. It's a great fight. Fairy Tails come up on top. That's the story. So yeah, there's going to be consequences for them. Also, for most of the story, we get narration from Levy, someone else, after some event will happen on the 7th day. Our shards are getting a vision of the castle being destroyed and Lucy crying. So the sub said sinning, but she wasn't sinning, she was crying. So there's a weird mistranslation there. And we actually see Levy in the future as she's bandaged up and has a scar. She has 2 of them are dead. 2 people are dead. What happened? What is gonna happen? You know, Garcia also ended up stumbling across a dragon graveyard. A dragon graveyard. Well, again, celebrate their victory. Miss Jalal ends up meeting this mysterious woman in a cloak. Yes, this is a young woman. When she turns to Jalal, Jalal is shocked seems to know who she is. We pay attention to the second opening of the arc. You can actually see at the end. Second opening of this arc spoils what will happen. Spoils the teams become together. Spoils Lucy's injuries. That spoils what's going to happen. That is a dick move. I guess a short opening. Now, I get the round is short this time. Only having a few episodes compared to the previous one. It's definitely spoiled it. Well, yeah, that ends the first part of Fairy Tails, but Red Magic Games on, and ended the first part of the series. Say it's been an eventful ride. This is a better than the previous one, and I only mentioned some of the important battles, but a lot of the other fights were great too. So I recommend you just watch the entire arc. I felt imagine Raventail was responsible for what happened to Wendy and Charles. So yeah, this time Fairy Tail's not gonna lose, and they go to Sabretooth a lesson. Of course, the games will be taking a bit of a back seat in the following portion for a few episodes. well, more as a B plot in a way with some parts, while the main story goes on. For the time, this is Mysterious Knight. Who I think is played by the same actor as Kiryu, because I know Capricorn is played by the same actor. I don't really know though. He's after Celestial Wizards for the Eclipse Project and gone Yukino to his side as a sergeant. And someone's against it. What is this Eclipse Project? Why is he need Celestial Wizards? But we don't know. Seems like a bad guy, but let me tell you now, he's not a bad guy. Spoiler, yes, but he's not a bad guy. It's just misleading. It's purposely a red herring. See, one of my favorite one-off fights is the Mary Jane one. It's comedic and weird because more fan service, more fan service, more fan service. But the manga actually from Red is only just Mary Jane and the Blue Pegasus girl Jenny. Also, that cat that looks exactly like the puppy guy, for his name, is now part of Blue Pegasus. Yeah, it's weird. I just know how they made the first appearance in a filler arc. I'll say, what's going to be stored for the second half? I know, but you don't. I'm looking forward to talk about it, but I don't know when that's going to be, so thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy my content, please thumbs up button. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, maybe update some videos because of review chat. See, for my next fairy tale review, won't be on the second part of the Grand Magic Games yet. As I said earlier, it'll be on the movie Phoenix Princess. Be interested for me to fully experience that. I only saw it like briefly years ago, so I'll see how it goes. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the catch ups. Phoenix out.